Land up somewhere new and you will meet new people. Every year, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of young people move to London for work and find quickly that it can be a big, lonely place. That's where the Fulham Shooting Club steps in.
Moved to London 2 years ago from a rural setting. Never lived in a city in my life, never used public transport properly before. So it was quite a shock to the system.
I came down about October time. I've been trying to get down for a while, but London market's tough. So about 10 months of job hunting, we got down eventually, and it's been a snowball since then. I mean, getting myself introduced to everybody at the Fulham Shooting Club, and it's been great fun.
Was sort of hanging out with people at work for the first week who are very much city dwellers, knew London like the back of their hand, took me to some cool spaces, but didn't feel normal. Scrolling through Instagram one day and the Fulham Shooting Club popped up. They were doing an event the next week, so I went along to the event and walked into a pub in the middle of Fulham with about 30 people wearing shuffles and felt right at home. Got to talk about shooting clays and game and deer stalking and all the conversations I thought I would never have in London. Very ironically, I'd say I probably have a bigger set of rural friends now in London than I do at home.
A team of guns from the Fulham Shooting Club has come to Cornwall, where Ollie Williams is putting on a shoot day for them.
We've got the Fulham Shooting Club out today, who are a new sort of shooting organisation, if that's the right word to use, that is set up in London and basically targets professionals living and working in London and giving them the opportunity to come out in the summer, shoot clays, learn the sport, but also now they've this year broken into the game, to sort of start doing game days as well. I think they've probably introduced 40 new people to shooting. There's people who've been shooting there their whole lives, and also there's people who have literally their first day today. So it's a really good broad spectrum of guys. My job today is to try and get some pheasants to fly over their head. Yeah, it's just making sure they have a good day, making sure they're safe, and making sure that everyone walks away with a smile on their face.
The club founders came up with the idea after the pandemic lockdowns.
Me, Elliot and Charlie, the three of us, were sat at the pub one day, and it was sort of just after the sort of COVID disruption of shooting, and we sort of had quite quiet years, and we were like, you know what, it's very difficult when you're a buyer of shooting, not necessarily an invitee, and we thought, you know what, if you have 3 or 4 of you doing it, it's great fun, but it's nice when it's all of the people you know are the people you're with. So we just thought, why don't we start that, just trying to make a club or community that makes it easier for people to access shooting. So that's sort of the raw idea of what it was, and then it's just gone on from there.
You don't have to be an experienced shot to join the club. Rob is on his first driven day.
I've got Elliot on peg with me today, so he'll show me the ropes.
And what have you shot before?
Only clays. So I've done Beasley and Holland, things like that. But Fulham Shooting Club are pretty good at encouraging you, so they've got me out on peg now as well.
People get worried that, you know, you have to have shot before, you have to have a licence, you have to have a gun, and, you know, breaking down those barriers to entry is everything we're all about. So no criteria to entry. 21 plus is actually the only one. But yeah, no criteria, no experience required. We've sort of got events for different levels of experience. We do beginner days where first people who've never held a gun before get into it. We've got days for more experienced people right the way through. So yeah, no criteria at all.
So this is my first one, but really enjoying it. So hopefully this is the start of a few more to come.
It's an Ollie Williams day. The birds are flying well, the guns are connecting, and there are moments such as the peg by the shoot lodge, where the gun who draws it gets his 11s early.
So has this ever happened to you before?
Never in my chuff. Cheers.
Not everyone shooting today has parents who shoot.
Can't speak for everyone, but there's definitely 4 who don't. A couple with very new parents who sort of start at the same time as them. I'm going a bit, and I know Piers is the same, going against the grain. I'm getting my dad into it, which seems a bit back to front for most people. I've got my granddad into it, so it skipped 2 generations, then I started shooting, and now we're going back up the family tree, and hopefully we'll get a family Boxing Day shoot before long. But yeah, it's interesting to see so many people who haven't had a family upbringing in it, and I think the social media side of things got everyone into it.
Social media certainly helped find members of the club.
We've sort of got a group of well over 100 people now that we're, you know, not... good shot. We've got a group of well over 100 people now that are all fantastic people. There's sort of a huge variety of backgrounds, upbringings, work roles, places in London, in and out of London, and everyone seems to get on very well. So
The thing I preach about London most is that it's just the opportunity to go do stuff. You know, you meet people from like every walk of life, so there's no, you are unique, but you're not unique because, you know, throw a stone far enough and you'll find people like yourself.
How did the day go? It's at the end of it that Ollie admits he started it more nervous than he looked.
A much better day than expected. We only, to be honest, a clear up day. We're quite light on the ground for a number of reasons. But yeah, it's been brilliant. The pheasants are playing really well. But no, everyone's really happy, gone away with a smile on their face, and so my job is done and go have a beer at the pub now.
Dick Whittington is not alone. Big cities can be daunting. Groups such as the Fulham Shooting Club are a social lifeline. Link to it below. And to book shooting with Ollie, visit CornishSportingAgency.com.
I'm going to go after
I'm
pigeon, pheasant, woodcock and duck.